Yo, welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Fluff. Sadly, I got some sad news, and I thought it would be good to let you guys know what's going on, just in case you're one of those people who like to sell on Poshmark, eBay, etc., right? So this is for Texas residents. So if you don't have this in your state, it could be coming, and if you're already dealing with it, well, we're about to feel your pain. Texas start taxing seller fees on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Etsy. Some sellers say the new tax on fees cuts into already thin margins. Some sellers say the new tax on fees cuts into already thin margins, while the comptroller argues state law requires online marketplaces to be taxed like any other data processor. Okay. Texans who sell on platforms like eBay, Poshmark, and Etsy will have to start paying a little extra to the state. Starting today, Texas will collect sales tax on fees online marketplaces charge sellers. Buyers already pay sales tax on their purchases. This new levy falls on listing fees, commission, and other platform charges. On eBay, those fees can total 15% or more of the combined sale and shipping costs. There are some people who on YouTube especially that I follow that sell on these platforms, and they talk about the trials of starting your own business, and first it was just a hobby, and then it became a business, and now it's a profitable business. So my point is that there were people who were like, okay, man, you're really making a good living on these platforms. I'm gonna go try it too. So I guess yeah, you might have had other sellers jumping on the bandwagon and say, okay, if you could do it, I could do it. But I also think the politicians was looking at it too and say, oh, we were missed out on some revenue, so we're gonna start taxing you on that since you're doing so well. So let's keep going. The policy change stems from a reinterpretation of state law by former Texas comptroller Glenn Hagar. Last year, his office reclassified online marketplaces as data processing services, which are subject to a sales tax up to 8.25%. Texas law only taxes 80% of data processing charges, so sellers get a 20% exemption. Oh, they did us a favor. And when the legislation imposed a sales tax on data processing services in 1987, the internet as we know it didn't even exist. Hagar argued last September in an op-ed in the Austin American Statesman, current tax law applies to online marketplaces just as it does to the traditional businesses within our communities, and my job is to collect taxes fairly. So he's being fair to people who sell online. Is anybody believing that? Hagar said he delays enacting until October 1st the provision requiring marketplaces to charge sales tax on fees, so the Texas legislature will have time to consider addressing the issue, but no laws were passed. Hagar left the comptroller's office in July to become chancellor of the Texas A&M University system. Kelly Hancock, a former Republican state senator from Dallas-Fort Worth area, is serving as interim comptroller. He's expected to run for the job in 2026 and to face what could be a competitive Republican primary. KUT News reached out to the comptroller's office to ask questions including, how much revenue is the new tax expected to generate? The spokesman said he was working on providing a response. So yeah, like I said, they've been watching these successful business owners, make a killing on these platforms, so much that they said that we're going to start taxing you to be fair. Doesn't matter how much revenue is going to be collected when they start these taxes, because I don't think the average business owner cares, right? All they just see is another cut in their profits, right? So Would it really pacify you if they would to tell you where the money's going? Because it wouldn't, right? They're saying they have a right to tax you, and they do, and they will. So let's keep going. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? So, when the rule was proposed in 2024, it drew opposition from industry lobby groups and small businessmen. Right. So, ooh, look at that name. Let's just say Asha, because I cannot pronounce that last name. The Dallas area founder of a cookware company called Avacraft. No, I never heard of them. Told the comptroller at the hearing in December that the tax would harm small businesses like hers and try to sell their products through online marketplaces. I mean, it will, right? But is that their problem? No. But I feel sorry for her though, because it's going to affect everybody, and it might discourage some people from even starting it, because here we go again with another, tax hike. Business groups, including the Texas Taxpayers and Research Association, argued that the comptroller was expanding the tax base in a way that could hit more than just resellers on eBay. They warned it could creep into a range of professional services redefined as data processing if the data is handled by a comptroller. TTRA is concerned that the new rule expands the sales tax base without a mandate from the legislature. The group's president, Jennifer Rabb, told KUT News. The Texas Association of Broadcasters, of which KUT News is a member, also objected. TAB argued that the search engine optimization and social media marketing were listed as taxable data processing without justification. The comptroller later agreed to remove these terms from the rule, but said they would still be reviewed case by case. We're still going to tax you, but we'll make sure we're taxing the right people, basically. Across the state, the tax has also frustrated people who resell thrifted clothes, flip collectibles, or sell handmade goods online. So here's the thing. They say thrift clothing, flip collectibles, or sell handmade goods online. So what about this controller here, right? My PlayStation controller, right? So when I bought this controller, I was already taxed, right? When I purchased it. Fair enough. Let's say I got a PS5 now, and I like the PS5 controllers a little better. Well, when I go to sell this again, I'm being taxed again. So I'm being double taxed. I'm trying to get rid of something that I don't need anymore. And it's not like I'm going to get more than what I paid for, because this is used, right? This is used. So now I'm going to be taxed twice. Even if you don't own a business, it's just junk around the house. Yeah, I can see how people could be irritated. I already paid taxes on it already. But I digress. Across the state, okay, so where are we? Blah, 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 blah. Across the state, the taxes also frustrate people As Poshmark and Etsy notify sellers about the change, irritation and confusion spread across Reddit threads. What confusion is it? You're going to be taxed, okay? And other social media about yet another fee hitting home-based businesses. And like I said, it's not just home-based. I mean, just people just getting rid of junk. You're going to be taxed again. eBay has not sent an official notice to sellers. The company did not respond to a request for comment. I mean, what can they do? They just passing on a word, but I'm glad it's out there, because a lot of people are going to say, "Is eBay and Poshmark's fault?" No, it's not. No, it's not. Whether you're doing it to clear out the closet, okay, there's their statement, or whether you're doing it just for a full-time job, it definitely can feel like there's fees coming at you from all directions. Justin Glow told KUT News. Glow grew up in San Antonio and now lives in St. Louis, Missouri, where he runs a popular YouTube channel about reselling items on eBay. Having one other thing tacked on top of this just feels like death by 1,000 cuts, because it is. Glow said in a recent video that the Texas rule change, Glow calculated that if the Texas rule had applied to him last year, he would have owed an extra $450 on about $60,000 worth of sales. When you think it in perspective, it's not big of a deal, Glow said, but it's enough to notice, especially when it's for such a bizarre reason. Okay, so it's bizarre because, and this is me fill in the blank. I'm not saying he's saying this, but you don't know where the money's going, and we always need more money for something, and then something else. Nothing ever gets cut or readjusted, or maybe, you know, we were paying for something and then the service is no longer needed, so now we're going to cut it and use the money for something else. No, they just make up a new tax. So I'm one of those people that get rid of some junk around the house. So I was wondering myself. I said, well, I wonder, did I get that tax right? So I recently sold a bra on Poshmark. What? And so this was maybe 2-3 days ago. So here are the fees. So I sold it for $17. Poshmark, from using their platform, they charge $3.40. And then here it is. Bam. Texas seller fee tax of 23 cents. So that is what they charged me for selling on Poshmark's platform. So is 23 cents gonna kill me? No, but it does. Over time, the more you grow your business, it's gonna slow you down, and maybe investing into more products, or maybe buying shipping items, or boxes, or bubble mailers, or maybe your thermal printer died or whatever, right? So yeah, those definitely is gonna eat up some of that money you could have reinvested in your business, and it is very irritating. But what can you do? I mean, I'm no political expert, but you have politicians who take a lot of your money or some of your money. Your taxes is going up. It's just how much and who is in office at the time. So anyway, this is it's not terrible news, but it's not fun news either. But I just thought I should tell you guys so you won't be fussing at Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, Depop, or whoever, Etsy, whoever else is out there, right? So don't yell at them. Talk to your congressman. Just letting you know we're all paying it, and I just paid it a few days ago. So like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll definitely read them. But yeah, this is not fun for those who are looking to get rid of some junk or start their own business. So anyway, just another hurdle we gotta jump. So anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Talk to you guys later. Peace.